Hello students, welcome to my channel U-Turn Chemistry. I have discussed already in the solution chapter different types of solution. You know the solid solution, solid in liquid solution, liquid in liquid solution and gas in liquid solution. Today I will discuss the solubility of solids in liquid. Actually, you know the maximum amount of solute dissolved in 100 gram of a particular solvent at a given temperature is called solubility. That is, solubility depends on temperature. The maximum amount of solute dissolved in 100 gram of solvent to form a saturated solution at a particular temperature is called solubility. The solubility of solids in liquid depends on number one, the nature of solute and solvent. Number two, temperature. Number three, pressure. When a solid goes into a particular solvent, the well-ordered form of solute goes ultimately well-disordered form. That is, the ions of the solid goes into the solution and they freely move into the solution. You know that different types of compounds are there. Actually, the solubility depends on the nature of solute, that is type of compound, and the nature of solvent. Ionic compounds dissolve in polar solvent like water, and non-ionic solids dissolve in non-polar solvent. In case of ionic compounds, there is a strong force of attraction between the ions, that is positive and negative charge. And this force of attraction is called hydration energy. And this force of attraction between the ions of a solid is known as lattice energy. Lattice energy. When a solvent is added to a particular solute, there is a energy is released, that is known as hydration energy. Hydration energy. If hydration energy exceeds the lattice energy, then the solid dissolves in a particular solvent. that is del H hydration greater than del H lattice. So this is the criteria for a ionic compound to dissolve in a particular solvent. The polar solvent only gives this energy and the ionic compound dissolves in polar solvent like water. Non-ionic compounds does not dissolve in polar solvent. There are some other solvents, non-polar solvents like benzene, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride. The non-ionic compounds dissolve in non-polar solvent. So, one point to be remembered that like dissolves like. So, polar solvent is required for the ionic compounds and non-polar solvent is required for non-ionic compounds. Water is a polar solvent. There are other polar solvents are liquid ammonia, liquid H2S, liquid sulfur dioxide. Liquid ammonia, liquid H2S and liquid sulfur dioxide are also good solvents for ionic compounds. There are some other solvents like benzene, carbon tetrachloride, chloroform, carbon disulfides. All are non-polar solvents. They dissolve non-ionic compounds. So, solubility of solids in liquid depends on the nature of solvent and nature of solute. Second part, temperature. I will discuss the effect of temperature on solubility. The solubility of solids in liquid may increase or decrease with increase in temperature. If we increase the temperature, the solubility of many compounds increases with increase in temperature. There are some compounds which decreases the solubility with increase in temperature. When a solid dissolves in liquid, that is solute plus solvent equals to solution. The forward process is called dissolution. The forward process is called dissolution and the backward process is called crystallization. In this case, when a particular solute dissolves in a solvent, there is heat may be evolved or absorbed. Actually, the solubility depends on the heat evolved or absorbed in this process. If heat is evolved, then the process is called exothermic process. Exothermic process. Del H equals to negative. If the dissolution process is exothermic, that is del H is negative, then the solubility decreases with increase in temperature. Let us take an example. CaO plus water, calcium hydroxide. If we add water in calcium oxide, then calcium hydroxide is formed and some amounts of heat is evolved. This process is exothermic. In this case, the forward reaction is exothermic. So backward reaction is endothermic. So if we increase the temperature, then the process will be backward direction and the solubility decreases. So in any reaction where water is added, if there is heat evolved, then the solubility decreases with increase in temperature. In many cases, there is heat absorbed in this process. Heat absorbed means the process is endothermic. Process is endothermic. Endothermic, del H is positive. If the process is endothermic, that is del H is positive. In this case, the solubility of solids in liquid increases with increase in temperature. You know that NaCl, KCl, KNO3, NH4Cl, Ki, AgNO3, etc. the solubility increases with increase in temperature. But in case of Na2SO4 10H2O, first there is an increase in solubility, and after some time at a particular temperature the solubility decreases. First solubility increases and particular temperature 32.8 degrees centigrade, there is a sharp change in solubility, that is solubility decreases. In this case first solubility increases, that is this process is endothermic, and at particular temperature there is an equilibrium between the two processes, and after 32.8 degrees centigrade the solubility decreases because this process is exothermic. So the solubility is not always increases with increase in temperature. It depends on the dissolution process. If the dissolution process is exothermic, then the solubility increases with decrease in temperature, and if the process is endothermic, then the solubility increases with increase in temperature. Next, pressure. Pressure. The solubility of solids in liquid does not affect the increase or decrease in pressure appreciably. When you increase the pressure or decrease the pressure, it cannot change the solubility of solid in liquids appreciably. So today this is the video lecture of solubility of solids in liquid. In the next video lecture, I will discuss the solubility of gases in liquid, that is most important part, Henry's law. So this is the today's lecture. Thanking you all.